You know what time it is. We're in the house another night with Prison Talk over here at Unique Mecca Audio. You know, uh, you want to introduce yourself, family? I mean, I don't know what Chi doing, man. Come on, dog. That's my man, Ja Jones. That's Carlos Jenkins. You know,
Ja Jones, Queens, New York.
Yeah. Carlos.
Hello, how you doing? My name is Carlos Jennings. I'm formerly incarcerated. I did 10 years in jail. I got 8 years of parole. I'm currently in college. I got my own clothing line right now. Positive energy, positive results. I'm all about and stopping the recidivism rate. And I'm just trying to be here to support all the brothers and sisters that's in here right now.
All right, next. There you go, Abdullah.
Abdullah, peace, y'all.
All right.
My name is Abdullah Basil. That's my Islamic name. You know, my government name is Travis. I'm from Harlem. 36.
Cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Oh, hey, all right, so now we in the house. All right, so we got them up there. Let's bring a little, let's bring the female up there. Patricia, unmute your mic, sis. There you go. Introduce yourself, sis. Introduce yourself.
We're gonna bring the next one. We ain't gonna do that. Rodriguez, and originally from New York, Harlem, but I'm in South Carolina right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hassan. I'm from Harlem.
My name is Giselle Rodriguez.
Hello? Okay, go ahead.
I am originally from New York City. Came down here to South Carolina about 10. I wanted to join a year of Greenville, South Carolina, and it's been a long time from then. I have my own cleaning business, and that's about it right now.
Okay. All right.
Hello. Hey, what's good? My name is Hassan. I'm from Harlem / the Bronx. I mean, you know, I would have to say Harlem made me, but the Bronx raised me, so it's all good. But I'm pretty much diverse with, and I'm pretty much trying to bring to the platform just, you know, an awareness of where, you know, the position in the lives and the obstacles that have been, you know, plaguing our people. It's pretty much, you know, around us, it's visual. The information is there, and I just want to be here to give some of that, and hopefully, you know, open some eyes to, you know, some different views.
Beautiful. Okay. So we're gonna start, man. So everybody know time. Everybody did time. What was the hardest part of doing time to you? What do you remember as being the hardest time? Anyone could answer that first. All right. Go ahead, Carlos.
When the police pulled up in handcuffs.
Word.
No.
Day one. Once them cuffs come on.
That's the hardest part.
The dog.
You feel this?
Leaving the business.
Everybody else feel the same way? Okay, hold up. We got another guest that his equipment came in a little late. Hold up. Hassan, introduce yourself, bro.
Can't hear you.
We can't.
All right. I can't hear nothing.
Well, hold up. Okay.
Say it again, Hal. Say it again.
We're gonna slow the program down. He's gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. Okay, so now the hardest part is when you get the handcuffs put on you. Job, you share with that how that felt, that whole experience as far as going to the police station. I know when I got to the police station, I got on the bench. I just wanted to curl up in the fetal position. You know what I mean? And it was like, thinking you could disappear through the bench, and you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, not this trip again. Like what was your feeling like? John, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I mean, I can go back to my first experience. My first experience ever being locked up. I was just young, hanging out in the projects, wasn't doing nothing illegal, and something had happened, and they come in the neighborhood, grab us up, ask us questions. They know it. They know it ain't us, but they just stop us from doing what we doing to to harass us and stuff. And they put us in cuffs, brought us all the way back there. Now, mind you, I'm 13 years old at this time. 13, did nothing. Brought me to the precinct, had me in handcuffs. I'm tall. I'm always a big dude. So, cop sitting on the trunk, pulling the handcuffs back on me, talking about you know what happened. You know what happened. Literally, my first experience with the police, I was literally tortured at 13. And then they found out how old I was and just let me go.
Mm. Yeah, that's what it was. I got arrested so much times as a juvenile, especially in New York, and it's like, you don't even go through the system as a juvenile for nothing. So it's like really like just a revolving door where you think like, oh man, I'm slick. I done got away. I done did this and I done did that. You know what I mean? But it's like crazy, man. It's crazy. How did you feel, Patricia, when you first got locked up as a female? Patricia, could you hear me? Okay.
I think she got a little delay. She got a delay due to her Wi-Fi.
I was scared about getting scared of the time they was about to give me. That separates you from your family and what you got going on at that point of life. And that shit stops everything.
Oh, okay.
It's a fucked up
that must have been something else. Did you have any kids? Did you leave a child behind? That system is really delayed.
Nah, it's the Wi-Fi, man. Her joint's slow.
What is it?
After the fact.
Could y'all hear out there?
I'm kind of glad I didn't have a kid at the time. I think that was more rougher.
Yeah, okay. It's crazy. All right. Okay. So do y'all feel now that you already did the time and you done been through it and all that, how do you feel about how your women should be picked as far as for a life mate? As far as, before that being choosing a woman that didn't do the bid with you, you know what I mean? That you expected to do the bid with you.
Repeat the question.
How do you feel about now? Go ahead, Carlo.
Well, when you're doing that time, really, you're that time with that girl, she could do anything she wants. Like I say, I don't know if it's a person or whatever, but that's not my pussy. That's her pussy. She can do whatever she want with it. I didn't Jody's the lucky on the bid, but I thought I was gonna get life for the death penalty. So I would have got locked up in a whole nother state. You know what I'm saying? So I think for everybody got to be the point of showing me love or whoever didn't show me love, that's not, I can't be mad at that. I can't trust no something I ain't got no control over. You understand?
Now to add to that, in most cases when I get incarcerated, I've learned to do much the same, like not even try to keep ties to my relationship, because it's like I can't do nothing for you. I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? What can I do? I'm locked up. You know what I mean? I can't earn no money right now and send that home unless I'm hustling on the block in there doing the same thing I would be doing outside, which would give me more time. You know, we've all
Right.
had to make certain decisions, but I've always been the type of person that's where the relationship ends. I mean, I might hold on to it for like 90 days, something like that, but after that, there's nothing else there, bro. I can't do nothing for you. I feel helpless. I can't protect you. A letter ain't gonna do nothing. A phone call can't do shit. So I always end my relationships pretty much shortly after. Once it gets flaky and the phone calls start to, oh, I can't catch you no more. I can't get you no more. It's time to go.
But I mean, that's a different situation when you got kids, though. When you got kids, it's like you can maintain some type of relationship with that person. You know what I mean? Even when that person married, clear with a parent, they're not messing with you no more. It's like it's like you know what I'm saying that's the double-edged sword to it. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying. You know when you got them children, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You got to, you know what I'm saying. You got to take some kind of contact with them, hear their voice, let them hear your voice, and even though the other person, and that happens because most people in a relationship, you know, in my experience, I had the high, you know. Do everything for me, and then everything today turn around and stop doing everything. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying. So, but you know, I still had to maintain some type of relationship because I had children. I had children with the women that you know different women when I went into prison. So you know, I say, and even though I was worried about the physical relationship, I was more concerned about kids and this that and that was primarily it. Because when you back there, you forget about outside. Other than my kids, I wasn't worried about outside. I'm worried about what I'm doing back here.
Well, for me, I'd like to add real quick. I didn't have kids, so your dimension is different, and I feel for brothers like that because I've had to talk to brothers in there growing up in there. You know what I mean? I did 20 years. I did just about 20 years of my life in prison. I went in at 16, did 4 years, came home, in and out ever since then. And then I just got hit with 12 and a half. That's how me and Unique met. I met Unique in the prison. I met him in the feds. While he did 26, I did 12 and a half with him. 12 and a half with him. You know what I mean? So I went in young. Think about it. I went in when I was 16. I did 4. I was cut off. Didn't have no kids. I felt fortunate that I didn't have any kids. But then I came out. Got caught back up. Didn't have no kids. Got caught up. Went in for the whole 12 and a half. But then I found that I did have one 10 years later.
Right.
But she hid that from me. So I understand the brother's pains that have been in there.
Wow.
But I had a situation where she lied, got married to some other dude, and didn't tell me nothing until I was short. Remember I told you, Uni. She popped up when I was short, ready to come home. Like, yo, when you coming home? What's up? I'm like, nah, I just want to know about the kid. Now she don't want. Now I'm out.
Right.
Been out 4.5, 5 years paper. I'm almost off. She don't want nothing to do with me because I don't want nothing to do with her. She won't even let me talk to my son. He's 17 now. He'll be 17. I'm born December 17th. He's born December 30th. This is the child I always wanted. I wanted a child that would share my birthdays ever since I was born. Or at least be in my month.
Right.
This was the child I always wanted. She hid it from me just because I went away and she didn't even tell me before I went away. So I be dealing with all types of stuff because of this, bro. For real, man. They did a number on me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what incarceration do. They do a mental job to all of us. It breaks down the family. It affects us. It affects our people. It affects our kids. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is when we run in the street, you know, we young, so we don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? That you know that our well-being, our person is the foundation for a whole lot of other people. You know what I mean? And when they snatch you off the street, that's when you got time to realize if you so caught up trying to provide and do this and that, you know what I'm saying, and trying to evade, that you don't realize that you more proud being there with somebody on the line. You know what I mean? And that's one thing, you know what I'm saying? What brothers got to understand, you know what? You know, your kids don't understand. Your kids don't care about the money. They don't care about the name. They don't care about
No,
none of that. They don't
no.
care
They
what's you
want
there. You
you.
know what I'm saying?
They want
You know
you.
what I'm saying? You
They
know,
want
and
you.
that's yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? And we've evolved to that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Because we was
yeah,
children. We was
yeah.
children. We ain't create the conditions. We ain't create the conditions that were born in. We create the, just
No,
like you say you was 13 years old and you was big for your age and he ran down on you. That's what
yeah.
happens.
For
That's what
nothing.
we gotta tell these
For
mothers.
nothing, bro.
As soon as these boys get some funny face, you know what I'm saying? As soon as they get to a certain height, a certain weight, then the police from 60 feet away, they running
Dog,
down on them. They ain't asking them no
dog.
questions.
I've been 6 feet tall ever since I was 12, dog. They've been running down on me just because I'm big.
Right.
I ain't doing
Exactly.
nothing my whole
Exactly.
life.
And that's the
But
thing.
but
You get
go ahead, bro.
they even got a nickname for you. By the time they run down on you, they even got a nickname
Word,
for you. You don't even know they got a
word,
nickname for you. You follow what I'm
word,
saying? They've been
word,
watching you for the past
word.
6 months.
They calling you
They've been, you know what
stuff.
I'm saying? They got a nickname for you. Come on, big
Some of
man.
the names of the dudes in the
Come
police
on, light
in the
skin.
hood
Come
came
on,
from
red. Come
police.
on, half, whatever you
Came
know what I'm
from
saying?
police. Motherfucking police.
They even got a
And
nickname. So
motherfuckers
and
just it sticks to some of
because
them.
we got these middle-aged men, we say,
And I said some people names came from the police because the police was saying
but
some shit that just
it's
stuck to them. I'm losing.
see what I'm saying?
Oh, it's having
Yeah,
trouble responding.
the volumes are going in and out.
Mm.
Yeah, hey, House, try not to talk too loud. It seems like when you get excited, your volume goes in and out. Okay, big bro?
Okay, baby. All right. All right.
Uh, hey, how is that for you, Patricia, as far as for females when you go in? Did you leave a child behind like I was asking before? I don't remember the answer to that if you did give it. Frank Taylor, thank you. Patricia, I know your things are a little delayed, so give Patricia a minute to answer. She will be coming in. We got too many people up here, too much things going on, you know? But I'm curious to see how, if the females go through that as far as with whoever is holding the child for them on the outside. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that. Patricia Mooney said whoever is not talking should mute their mic. Maybe that would help. And then when you start talking and you mute the mic. Thank you, Tamika. That might work a little better so we could give it a shot. But I'm trying to hear Tamika as far as how the females feel, doing time. Patricia, how the female feel doing time when they leave the child behind on the outside or just leave their man behind on the outside if the man hold him down, and how was the bid without the man there? Did you hear me, Patricia? But I guess not. Patricia can't hear me. She froze, you know. But so we're gonna bring Big Hassan back in, you know. Hey, Hassan, go ahead, Self. I mean, Ajah.
What's up?
I muted my mic. I got you. So I just wanted to add that like people really don't understand. Like I understand this crime. Crime exists. You know what I mean? I've done things in my life and in my past that looking back as I've matured, I'm 42 now. You know what I mean? So I've matured. You know what I mean? I've reflected on my own past mistakes and I've made mistakes. But the system as a whole, it seems like there's a whole nother path for certain people in this world that don't look like me, that they can make mistakes and they can make bigger mistakes than I made and not be held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? Like we can, like me, I can't relate a lot to those who had children before they went in because I didn't know I had a son before I went in. I had to deal with that torment on the way out and dealing with it while I'm out. You know what I mean? But you see so much activities that they're targeting us, bro. Like I was made to feel like a criminal before I ever committed a criminal act, dog. Just
How was
walking in my
that?
neighborhood.
How was that, family? How
I
was that
mean,
you felt that way?
listen, listen. I can go back to my earliest time ever having a run-in with the police, right? I was walking with my grandmother, right? Now, my grandmother, she's an elderly woman at this point, man. I'm 42, but I come from very old genes. Like, my grandmother was born like right after the Revolutionary War. She died, she was well into her hundreds. You know what I'm saying? She was about like 110, 100, close to 110, let's say, on average. You know what I mean? So I'm walking to the post office with my grandmother to mail a package to my cousin who's incarcerated, as my family believes wrongly, right? So I'm holding this big package. We walking from my house. Mind you, I come from a middle class family, and I'm not shitting on nobody for not coming from that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna let this be about social economics, but I'm just saying, I'm not in the projects. I'm coming from our house. You know what I'm saying? In a middle class family. My father was a truck driver at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I was ripping and running my whole life and doing, like, I had other opportunities, yeah, but I was made to feel like my only opportunity was to be targeted. And so this is the first time I'm ever targeted, bro. Literally, with my grandmother. Cop comes up, we need to talk to you. My grandmother got a cane, but my grandmother ain't no sucker because she was born way back then. She picked her cane up, put it in the cop's chest and said, listen, my grandson's been with me this whole day. He ain't gonna know with you. And told me to get behind her. My grandmother's smaller than me. My grandmother half Asian, half black, born in the South. Little lady. You know what I'm saying? And that's my first, like, my whole life, I've been made to feel like a suspect. Like the choice, the decisions are already made. They're boxing me into a path. You know what I mean? No matter what I go left, I go right. They there pointing at me. They calling me a suspect. Come here, perp. My whole life, dog. That's how I feel.
What you think could be done different?
You know, during our time being incarcerated, especially being in the feds, like, we came across so many different types of individuals with so many different tales. But the tale for every person that looked like me, dog, has been the same. Persecution. Being treated like a suspect. You know what I mean? So what can be done differently is that, like, I don't know if it's we need to do something amalgamatively. I don't know if we need individuals to start legislating where there has to be a certain amount of individuals that come from a certain background. I don't know, bro. But if I'm always looked at like I'm different than Joanne or Bobby Joe, that come from, like, people really don't understand, dog. Like, the vast majority of white people in this country live with nothing but white people in this country, dog. We're stuck in our numbers are all inside the cities, bro. And they're living out here in these farmlands, and they're making up whatever they want. They can tell them whatever they want. They can picture us however they want. And the media's been doing it. We've been crackheads all the time inside the early movies. Dope fiends and early. Look at all of our stars. Look at every last one of our stars that had to come up. They all started out as what? What was Halle Berry? What was Halle Berry? She was a crackhead. First movie. Look it up. Look it up. The only one that didn't come from that was Lawrence Fishburne. Or he was in Orange Juice Jones back in the day. Little kid. Oh, they killed Orange Juice back in the day. They're the only one. Like, our whole image in this whole world is that we're a criminal. We're bad. Black is bad. We did the knowledge of that back in the days. I used to be a 5%er. We did the knowledge to the dictionary itself. Everything associated with us. And I'm not black. Look at my color. This is a black shirt. I'm brown, bro. But they've called us black. They've associated us with nothing but negativity, bro. For years. Even while they persecuted us, they associated us with criminal acts while they were beating our ass, dog. While we were in slavery and in bondage. They still said, oh, we can't let them out. They're going to rape our women.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Big Bro. Say something.
So, while I'm in school, in a white school, and we had a project, what we see that we need to have like a forum like this where our culture is
Speak
represented,
it.
and the message is represented in a way where we understand it, or we can, it's portrayed more relatable to our life. That makes
For real,
sense.
he ain't lying. He telling the truth because they not going to tell our truth. They can't tell our truth.
That's a fact. They can't.
Every time
White
we
people
tell our
want to
truth, they say we whining. Oh, they whining. They complaining. They keep complaining.
Excuse me, brothers. Somebody typed on the screen, something. What was that? Oh, excuses and blaming others. They feel that y'all are making excuses and blaming others. What do you tell them that's watching so they know we
Oh, hold on.
ain't
I got
ducking?
something to say. I got
There you
something to
go.
say.
I know you do, big bro.
All right, so if I'm making excuses, bro, bro, I don't make excuses. My grandmother came from nothing. Nothing. This woman came from nothing. She's been hating in this country her whole life. My grandmother didn't learn how to. My grandmother could listen. I come from a generation that signed their name with X's, bro, because they wouldn't let us learn how to read and write, bro. My grandmother, I remember being young. My grandmother literally signing a piece of. This is the sign, an X, bro, an X. That's how she signed her name. This is what y'all did to us, bro. You set us behind. We built your nation for free, and you set us behind for 400 years. Let me do it to you. Let me do it to you. That's why I like that video from some from down south. What that nigga Rick Ross? He got that joint where he starts it off. The roles are reversed. Imagine a black man coming in and a white boy sitting there can't look him in his eyes with a whole bunch of trinkets of all his jewelry and stuff, and he gets to pick it and he can just stand there. Do you like? I don't think America knows its own history, bro. I really don't think they know. They lied to him, dog. Manifest Destiny. They changed everything to something good, bro. They changed what they did to the natives into Thanksgiving. Like they don't understand. They've been brainwashed themselves, and that's the sorriest part about it. On some real shit, majority of these white people have been brainwashed themselves, dude. Because I'm gonna tell you something. All right, racists created bigotry because a bigot only has a view of a person. A racist will mistreat a person. But if I can make everybody look at me like as if I'm worthless, you'll watch a motherfucker kill me. Excuse my language.
Try not to curse, self, please.
Excuse my language. I said excuse my language.
All right.
You'll watch somebody beat me. You'll watch somebody burn me, and you won't say nothing. I'm glad that some people are saying something now. Yes, now. Right now, everybody's like, oh, don't stop killing them. But there's a reason why they're saying stop killing them, because they've been killing them. That's all I gotta say.
That was very deep. That was very deep. Now we're gonna pick another topic. Anybody else got a topic? I shouldn't have to drop the car. There's a whole bunch of good brains in here. What topic would y'all like to have or discuss? When y'all can start it off.
Well,
Hassan, you want to take the floor?
Hold up, Anthony. Let Haas go. Go ahead, Haas.
Sure. Why not? I've been sitting back and listening, and I mean, pretty much where I stand is, everything has a lot to do with conditioning, and where we look at, the trials and tribulations that our forefathers have been pretty much subjected to. That has unfortunately produced the people that's on this panel today.
Yes.
You would have to look at, what has literally caused the confusion and the chaos amongst us. And we have to narrow it down to, it's not our actions that have taken us, and put us in the position. It's literally something that has been corralled and put together and formulated for us to be put in and to become a part of. That's right. So now, with that being said, with a lot of it being, looked upon, it's being brought up today. It's a lot of history that's connected with it. But at during our the 40s, the 50s, a lot of that information wasn't privy, and there was a lot of us like I said, being how would you say, corralled into not dealing with books, not taking on education the way you're supposed to. So yeah, we were deprived of a lot of things. Now, all right, give me 1 second. Now, with it all coming to, up, as you would say, coming to surface, today's time, you have a lot of information pretty much right at your fingertips. But what you will see now is, with the information still being out there, what actions are the people really taking to understand it and then put that information into activation? We a lot of us are pretty much at a standstill. We in between a rock and a hard spot. And I was speaking, right. I was speaking with the brother Hassan earlier. I was speaking in regards to the connection. See, we were literally taken from a connecting part of us, which was our motherland. We were literally taken from
culture,
That's
language.
Right. That's a fact.
The music, the beat, the drum. That's why when it came back, it was so strong.
Right. So any and everything that you would see that would come from that we were pretty much connected to, we're disconnected from. We literally have to find that connection. We have to reconnect with that. Otherwise, we are going to continue to stay in the chaos and the mayhem and try to see if they're going to bring about peace. That is over. It's too much information out there in regards to who we are as a people. And we just overlooking it, and we showering over it with these religions that are not ours. We don't understand the history that's out there that shows that it's not ours, but we yet and still we close our eyes to it, and we still looking for this unanswered, God to come down. And I don't want to knock anybody's religion, but I will say this here. I don't
believe in religion, so you ain't got to worry about that, but I'm a man of faith, though.
Cool. See, I don't really mind where the righteous aspects of living is being presented through religion. I can understand that, but it's so wrong when you look at what history shows, where a set people dealing with a set culture was taken from that and taken through a process to produce a people that is pretty much not connected to their religion, their rightful religion, and had another religion placed there for them to put their faith into. That's wrong. That's all the way wrong. Now what do you expect from that? You're only going to get chaos from that still. So I don't understand. I want to build off of some of what you said. Like so let's go back. Let's go back to 1935. Let's go back to 1935, 1940. I study history. I love that shit. Oh, excuse my language. Pardon self. I got you, Uni. My bad. But actually, if you go back to the 1930s to the 1940s, there were more blacks at that point in time to the 50s actually graduating college, right? See, this is what they really did. This is what I feel they did.
You're right.
Everybody
can agree or disagree. See, during that time, it didn't matter if you were of our pigment, our hue, and you got an education. You couldn't get a good job. It didn't matter, dude. It didn't matter. We came out of colleges in the 30s to 40s, and we're still in a restaurant doing this. Sir, you know what tips came about? Tips were for us. Tips were a way to keep us down. That's how the tip system really came about, bro. Tipping was due to the separate but equal shit. Oh, excuse my language. Yeah, I get passionate because I study history and I know this stuff. So they put us in that bind where we couldn't get good jobs. So it didn't matter. Why am I gonna waste my family's time, right? This is back. You go back to the Malcolm X movie where it was like, yo, they kept while he was in school, what they kept telling him, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. No, you're gonna be a carpenter. You know, so that was the system keeping us down. Like you said, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just building off of what you said and give it a little more history with it. So hold on one second, bro. Let me finish up.
Okay.
Let me finish up. So now they put us in a system where even if our parents put all this little bit of money together, send us to a college, we get educated, we come out, and we can't become an engineer. We can't become a doctor. We can't become this unless they allow us to. So the next generation then says, I'm not going to waste my family's money. I'm going to go get it another way. I don't care about education. And that's what started happening. Go into the 60s, 70s, and 80s after that and look at the decline of education amongst our people. That's all I want to add.
Okay. Haas, let me say one thing
Hey,
real quick.
I would like to ask y'all.
Huh? Let me just
I'm gonna let you build.
Yeah, one thing. Okay. I hear and
now let
I
us build. We're not debating. We're just building. I'm just giving you another part of the piece.
Yeah, no. I would only want to also add to that is this.
Yes, let's go.
When you look at right, when you look at the standards of our people and the condition then, and I'm going to take it back even further. I'm going to go from the 20s, the 30s.
Let's go. Let's go. I love it.
Okay?
Let's go.
All right. Now,
I love it.
With me knowing and understanding where there was definitely an imbalance in economics, you know, during that time.
Yeah,
however,
it didn't matter if we came up, they destroyed it.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, black man. Let me add on.
Let's go.
I would really, you know, I would find it hard to believe that we didn't unfortunately create this for ourselves. Why I'm gonna tell you is this. During those times of the 20s, 30s, 40s, the 50s, we had thriving businesses. Black folks had communities. We had cab services, we had bus services, we had movie theaters, we had hospitals, we had everything on the same scale, except for the quality in the materials. You understand? You know, them folks had, you know, the good cabs, they had the good buses, and they had the good movie theaters. Okay, that's one thing that was against us. However, guess what? We still had the economical value and the systems to keep us afloat. And we would have been able to do that had we kept our money still circulating inside our businesses. But guess what happened? Hold on, brother. Guess what happened? Black folks decided that they did not want to go to the black movie theaters, ride in the black cabs, ride on the black buses. They started to protest, and this is all facts, and this is all history. That they started protesting not for the communities of blacks, not for the establishments of blacks, but you know what we protest? We protest to ride on the white buses, the white cabs, going into the white restaurants and the white movie theaters.
I gotta get in there.
With that being done, automatically tore down the economical, psychological value of how blacks are supposed to keep it together.
I gotta add though. Let me
right
add.
there led to a lot of the demise and destructions of our communities and buildings.
Let me add. Let me build with you. Now, do you know what Central Park used to be? Do you know what Central Park was? Central Park was a black town. It was a black town at one point in time. It was a black town. It was a black town. It was no. I'm not talking about Black Wall Street. This is before that. It was a black town. It had 120 built. It had 120 families living in it. They had structures. They had everything. All right. So this goes back to what I'm saying. This is where they destroyed our economic value. They literally came in and said, we need your space. They used, I keep telling everybody this, they can take your land today if they need to build something that they feel is more important than what you're living, than the area the value of the area, right? It's called eminent domain. So they used this law called eminent domain and told them they had to leave and built a damn park, dog. A park was more important than a small black city that was thriving in the middle of that metropolis. That's what I'm saying. So they always shot us down and destroyed our value every time we built. It was more than that. It was more than that. And I'm saying that the psychological damage created what you're saying. Where they were like, nah, we don't want to. Nah, I want to be like them. But okay, go ahead, Hassan. I see your hand up. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
I'm just building.
Yeah, good bill.
Oh no, I want to. I love to add on to both of y'all brothers and Sam, because both of y'all is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And what we doing here tonight is beautiful. Because what we're doing here tonight, we're repairing the image of brothers like us. Because that's why it's okay to go after us. That's why it's okay to hunt us. Because it's the image. Our image has been destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is image has been destroyed. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay for the end results that they have before us. So what happens is we're breaking the paradigm right now, and this is what we do. We got to thank Brother Unique for bringing us together and help prepare the image, because this is the problem.
I love you, bro. You know I love you, bro.
Because right here,
you know I love you. You know I love you, bro.
These brothers right here, I love you. All these brothers right here, we all the stories. Of course, we all in prison, but we talk educated. You know what I'm saying? We some educated brothers up here, and we talk and we build and we articulate. You know what I'm saying? How the system oppression affects us.
We putting the whole puzzle together.
You know what I'm saying? No one's arguing at all.
They want to say,
exactly.
Oh, y'all complaining?
No,
we're showing you systematically what y'all did to every last one of us. Every last one of us, educated brothers who decided. I educated myself. I was like Unique. I was dyslexic. I got all types of educational issues, but because of brothers like you,
and that's beautiful.
Told me he was going to do this in the yard. He told me he was going to build this platform, and Unique inspired me, bro. And I'm not gonna lie.
This is. No, man, brother, and this is why I'm thankful that we here. This is why with all the energy, all of this spirit, the spirit is here working here, because you know our ancestors want us to do this. But this has got to stop. Our children are out here they looking up to us, but they have nothing to look up to. You know, we have to understand something. We got to love being black. By the time our children are 4 years old, they already know that we hold no power in society. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We have to come together as a collective so we can come and have so we can show our and our women and our children that we have, because that's why we being victimized in the penal system, because we don't have any equity into the system. You understand? So we don't have because we don't know how to create it. And what happens is all that finance that we had, we lost it because we've been diluted. When our children go to school, when they go to higher education forms a factocracy. You know what I'm saying? It has a bunch of people that feel as if they're above or more influential, more intellectual than people, because different terminologies. You know what I'm saying? But that just means you not know instructions. We have to understand the liberal arts degree come from the Greeks, what means citizen, to be a citizen. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is you know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that, we got all these overinflated egos. We got these overinflated egos, and what happens is the soldiers, we the alpha males out here. We the alpha males. When they got the alpha males to the other group, the dominant culture, they send them to the U.S. Army. They send them to the Marines. They send them to the police department. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do with the alpha males. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is that they've determined what the alpha male. They've determined what the alpha male does. They said the alpha male behaves in this manner, but the alpha male can also be intellectual. But what happens? They don't want us to see that. You see that with Frampton. You see that with Malcolm X. You see many other brothers that came before us, Marcus Garvey, that came before us. And what happens is we have examples to follow. We have examples to the blueprints that's been laid before us. So it's up to us, you know what I'm saying? And understand that we're dealing with science now. Because what happens is that we know we're dealing with self-hate. And self-hate is that we could go harm our brother. We could go harm our brother. But as soon as we hear the sirens, and as soon as we see the lights, so we're dealing with that auditory cortex and we're dealing with the ocular nerve. So as soon as say this conditioned reflex, this Ivan Pavlov's the thing with the dog. So we dealing with that. So boom. So what happens is that they already know that we'll fight each other, but as soon as they come on, we gonna be peaceful. You follow what I'm saying? So what happens is that what they this is called social engineering. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we have to work on. We have to first bring together and bring in love. You know what I'm saying? We have to love each other. We have to show the children. We have to show the women we can get along. That we can love each other. That we can respect each other. Because that's what's needed. That's what's needed. That's how they're able to infiltrate.
We gotta be men.
That's how they're able to infiltrate us because we don't love ourselves.
We have to be men though and love ourselves though.
Exactly.
Just have love
and there's nothing more. I'm gonna give you pause. I'm gonna give it to you, baby. I'm gonna give it to you. But there's nothing more important. There's nothing more important because you know what? We propagandize. We are killing each other and this, that, and the other. But I worked in school. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a victim of crime violence myself. I saw my godfather killed at 4 years old. So I never knew I had this anger inside of me. I never knew I had this rage inside of me. You know what I'm saying? It took me 40-something years to realize why I had this rage inside of me. You know what I mean? So what happens that, we have to stop this because what happens is all we do is perpetrate it on each other. Talking about, and what happens is now we have to elevate ourselves. Like you said, didactic. You taught yourself. So teaching yourself is when teaching it. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand vocabulary and critical thinking is, and they're not being possessed with this. And we move past this, and we feed kids to this. We feed children to them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's breaking our mothers down. So I've seen mothers, as I got old, I've seen mothers couldn't get out the bed because their son was in prison. You know what I'm saying? Get out the bed. I was in shock. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we take their head and keep it pushing. She couldn't get out the bed because we was in the joint. Yeah. You follow what I'm saying? So the thing about it is that we gotta start humbling ourselves. We gotta start loving each other. We gotta start understanding that know what, that this gangster, this is a caricature. This gangster thing is a caricature. Because most gangsters, if you know most gangsters, they humble people. They nice people. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just drag it, let the dragon just stay asleep. You know what I'm saying? Don't wake the dragon up. When you wake the dragon up, then you will see man on fire. But see, you see what I'm saying? Keep the dragon asleep. You follow what I'm saying? So what we trying to do here is we trying to show the young brothers a modality, a way of operating. So you do to handle your problems. We trying to teach them pro-social behavior, not anti-social behavior, but we're trying to teach them pro-social behavior, that's conducive to community, so that we can have babe, I talk all night. Baby, do your thing. Drop it like this out there.
The other brother had something to say. Go ahead, bro. I like hearing you talk, bro.
Right. Okay. I appreciate
you have a good mastery over your addiction, man. You have a good mastery over your addiction, man. I like hearing you talk, bro.
Thank you.
Oh, no. That's a solid brother right there. All day, every day. Hars, let him have it, baby.
He said Hars, let him have it. Yo, beloved, I mean, like I said, to look, listen, observe, and,
and respect.
And to be able to, hold up, and to be able to weigh and judge on whether or not to give it respect is something that I've been able to deal with, in the growth and development of just life. Now, I look at where for me, it has to go a little more deeper.
Go.
Take your time, baby.
Bust it open, bro. Bust it open.
We are here literally talking about the modernized made man, woman, and child. See, we are the finished product of our forefathers.
Okay.
Now, I have a problem with forgetting that.
Okay.
And then I have to ask myself, I'm hearing all of the plights and all of what's plaguing the black man, woman, and child that's in North America today.
But what's the answer?
All right, well, listen. Well, then why are we dealing with these problems, right? In moderate man, when we are a people coming from something different. See, I can understand.
Exactly.
I can understand if the people that were enslaved were black Americans then yeah, all for it. You were here. But these were us that were brought here, total different culture, total different mindset, total different walk of life.
One second.
And now I'm listening to the modern, I won't say the modern problems of what, we're going through, opposed to the connecting like lineage of history that our forefathers should speak about. And it should play through our actions now. It's not what this moderate stuff is about, because we know who's the cause of all that.
You want to rebirth.
That's right. We need something.
I hear you. You want to rebirth. I see you.
Yeah, we need something that has a much more broader plain approach. And that alone can cause more to open the eyes than dealing with the confusion that's been created for us to stay in.
1 second.
And to fight.
Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Ahead, brother. Go
all
ahead.
right. So all of us here have contemplated. We've had time to contemplate. They fucked us up. Oh, excuse my language. They messed us up. They threw us away. They tried to destroy every last one of us through incarceration, right? And it's been plaguing us, right? So, but each one of us were resilient, right? Because of what you're saying, right? This goes back for generations before generations. We know that. You know what I mean? And it's because of that like it's been proven, because of all the oppression that we've gone through in this country. Like we got a better way of dealing with stress. You know what I mean? Like we're desensitized to stress to a certain extent. Not all of us, but that's why we went in and we said, hold on, let me do this. Let me do more. Let me get better at being mental. Let me deal with my emotions. We had to deal with our emotions because we were locked up in it. A lot of our brothers and sisters, and it's not to say that that's like the answer, because jail ain't the answer. You know what I mean? We know that. You know what I mean? But it's like to say that some of our brothers and sisters don't know any of the stuff we're talking about at all. At all. Only thing they know is the conditions have they've gotten semi better, and they keep hoping that they're going to get a lot better. You know what I'm saying?
You think conditions have gotten better?
Some feel that way. I said some. Man, I say punch me with a club, beat me with a bat, or hit me with a pillow, or punch me with your fist. You still beat me up. It don't matter if it was 100 years ago, 400 years ago. You still beat me up. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
well,
my question is, what changes? What I'm
saying what we're doing right now is helping, hopefully, other people to say, hold on, I ain't know about none of this. Like some people are just stuck in a condition, bro. They just stuck there. It doesn't matter. Every generation just keeps saying it, even if we're not getting hosed and suck dogs on us every day because we ask them for freedom. But you know what I'm saying? While we're still living, every last one, there isn't a black person on this planet Earth that tells me they haven't felt like they've been pulled over, harassed by police, harassed in a store, made to be felt like they're a thief, like they're lying, like they're incapable of doing their job, like they're lazy, like they're not trustworthy, like they need to be watched.
I mean, of course.
Okay. Hold on. Pause for a minute. We got a question on the screen. If y'all can see the screen.
Well, you know, that's systematic oppression.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? When Stevie Wonder said, "When you believe in systems that you don't understand."
Hold on. There's a question. Hold up.
Important question. DC all day got the floor. Somebody read that question aloud. That's what we need to talk about right there, gentlemen.
I got it. It says, how will this conversation help a young teenage kid? Go ahead, Haas. You good?
All right, well,
how will this conversation help a young teenage kid that's hungry and don't know
can I answer that?
Coming from?
Ooh.
Can I answer that?
Ooh.
Wait a second.
Please, can I answer that?
Monkey Base person, 3 minutes so we pass the mic. Go ahead, Haas. Let's go. You got 3 minutes.
All right. So images
shape our reality. Images shape our reality. So the image of us, the image of us sitting here talking articulate, talking like gentlemen, building together. That's what's going to help a young brother, because it's that image that's going to say, I see myself in him, because that's the image we got to project.
There we go.
We got to project positive image with brothers who look and talk like us. And that's what's going to help a young brother. Because what happens is walking the walk, is walking the walk and talking the talk. You follow what I'm saying? And say that's what we need. Too many characters pretending to be us. That's the problem. We got too many characters. I've never rapped. I've never sang a song. I've never wrote a lyric. I've never tried. I've never cared.
I can't rap.
But then I got people putting my lifestyle to melody.
I'm 6'3" and can't play basketball.
So, and let me tell you something. The truth about this is Superfly, Ron O'Neal, he gave up his career because he said he couldn't romanticize crime. One of my favorite movies, he said, I can't romanticize crime. You know what I'm saying? So he threw in his career, the profit he could have with his career. Because you know what I'm saying? So we got to understand, the image that we're giving right now, this image that brother allowing us to the format right here, so young brother to see us talking like that and say, yeah, he sound like me, he look like me, but he talking positive. That's what's going to help a young brother. Go ahead, Hassan.
Hey, man, hold up.
Go, JJ. I'm sorry, baby.
Hold up. Hold up. I can't even come behind you on that.
3 minutes.
Okay, look, I can't even come behind that, because the last bit of your 20 seconds was everything that I was thinking. That's right. This platform alone will allow young men, women, to at least get a chance to see us literally interacting. And it may not be in the type of settings that they are really used to. They are used to more than likely seeing us being in the streets, on the corners, having arguments, hanging out, opposed to having a platform speaking on a positive note or speaking on any notes at all. Just we're trying to be a part of a solution rather than a problem. And that would be enough food to feed a young, inquisitive mind today. You don't have a lot of brothers these days or sisters really clinging to a lot of religious aspects, because a lot of the young women that were babies having babies weren't dragging their kids up in the church. So you have a lot of broad minds that would be a lot more receptive to brothers that are out here and sisters that are out here speaking on a positive note. So I can really see where this can definitely help rather than hinder somebody. So, go ahead, brother. You're welcome.
All right. So
3 minutes.
I'd like to add that each one of us reformed ourselves, right? I went to prison. I got my GED because I wanted to get one. I learned trades because I wanted to do it.
Right.
My articulation right now is because I want to speak this way. Our conversation is like this because each one of us have educated ourselves, because the school systems did not give me this education. I was put in substandard educational systems. They said I was emotional and had issues and put me in special ed and just passed me up the grade. So my whole thing is, yes, brothers and sisters out there, you can redefine who you are, go out there and do whatever you want in this world. But if you ain't got this, and you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want to be, you don't strive to do it like we're striving to do this. Like Uni told me he was gonna do this. Uni told me that he was gonna do everything he's doing right now.
Has anybody ever been into the National Museum of African American History in DC?
Oh, I can't travel right now. I'm still on paper.
So am I. But I've been.
They won't let me leave.
All right. So at the end of the day, it starts with your education, and it starts with the women are the first teachers of the child, and that's a good step. That's a good place to start. That place.
Love yourself, man. You gotta love yourself. Every last one of us men here love ourselves.
Can you take the mask off, big bro? The ladies want to see you, big bro.
Nah, they all right.
I mean, Carlos, come on, family. All right, let's go.
Every last one of us love ourselves, educated ourselves through all adversity, dog. They threw us all away. They threw us away before we were born, dog. They threw us away. They counted us as nothing in this country. And look at this. Look at us. They threw us all away. They gave this man life. They gave Unique life. He made mistakes and he admits that. I made mistakes. I admit that. But I mean, I know a whole bunch of other people that don't look like neither one of us that ain't talking like us right now. And they've been given 1,000 chances.
The top of that.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, my brother. I mean, we all have a story to tell, right? And when I look at what really comes out of our stories, it's pretty much relative. You know what I mean? When we look at a lot of our struggle, it has a lot to do with us trying to pave a way, to get out the struggle. When I look at a lot of the tools that were pretty much at my fingertips, I can't really argue and I can't really, say, it was a type of condition. I was fortunate enough to live on both sides of the fence. I lived a life of, living in what you would say the neighborhoods of 144th Street between 7th and 8th, where I originate from, to move to the Bronx at an early age. But then at my
where you
last
from in the Bronx? What part of the Bronx?
College Avenue, Finley, Teller, Clay, Morris.
161st. My mom's living 161st, Morrisina, Vietnam.
Okay, that's what's up. So now
I'm Queens and the BX.
Right, but now here's my big change though. Here's my big breath of fresh air. I wound up moving to California. You understand me? Living with my father and my stepmother.
You got a little bit of Tupac in you then.
Well, I lived in Oakland. I'm only saying that because Tupac said the same thing. He went everywhere, and you know what he saw? The conditions still the same. Well, yeah. Well, hear me out. The conditions are still the same, I must admit. But unlike where you have the suburbanized areas and you have the hood areas, it's one thing where, these people, I won't say these people, how people live in the suburbanized areas and try to compare it to our hoods. Because this is what I found. When I lived out in New York, out in the hood, guess what? When I walk out my front door, it was footsteps away from me, literally down my throat. But when I lived in California and my moms and my dad had the house in Oakland Hills, guess where I had to go? I had to go to it. Yeah, I had to leave out of my residential area to go to the drama and all of that. You understand me? So it was a big difference. It was a very, very big difference when it came to me getting in contact with it. You understand? Now I understand where, our neighborhoods, hoods, they exist. But when I look at what and how they were strategically formulated and literally red taped off for a certain amount of productivity as a society base is supposed to produce, then I know I have a problem. You understand? Because inside those restricted red areas is where a lot of the crime is going on, and where these suburbanized areas are on the outside looking in, they're able to pretty much stereotype. They're able to
that's what it is. That's what it is. That's where the bigotry comes in. That's where the bigotry comes in.
Right. Now, here's the main thing.
Can I say something?
Yeah, brother.
Sir, excuse me. Have you ever lived in a white
Yes, I do. I live in Vermont. I live in Vermont right now. I live in Vermont right now.
I just said, I just said I live in the Oakland Hills in California.
I live in Vermont. Look it up. There's like 0.1% black people in this state unless they're from out of the country.
Hold on, let the brother speak.
A nice neighborhood can be a privilege. When I grew up in South Jamaica, Queens. I've been shot multiple times.
Peace,
like I said, I unfortunately, I killed the person that shot me, and I did time behind it. But what I'm trying to say is, I moved to a white neighborhood, and I saw that a nice neighborhood should not be a privilege. You understand? We live in America, we live in a country that's supposed to be for us. Then when you realize that the same people that enslaved us are the same people that didn't have your education and the same people that are putting you in prison, that's telling you that these white people never had your best interest in mind. And because a white neighborhood shouldn't be a nice neighborhood if a black neighborhood isn't the same. So that's what I just like to add.
Peace.
I agree. I agree where the similarities and neighborhoods should pretty much be, but that would be as they would say wishful thinking. You have predominantly residential neighborhoods that would pretty much depict strategically made that way for us to see it for what it is. And they want us to see those nice columned homes, those nice white faces poking out of them. They want you to see their kids in neighborhoods playing around, being able to run around, cross the street, kick the ball out there. It's got a fast car running through.
Unique. Get them in the platform.
Opposed to, we look at our neighborhoods, we may have similar setups, but unfortunately, this is what plagues our neighborhoods. Look, the struggle, the hunger. So along with our neighborhoods trying to be peaceful, guess what's happening? You having drug sales going on across the street. You having fights going on where shootouts may occur down the block. You having all sorts of other stuff that endangers us.
I want to talk.
That don't go on in these suburbanized areas. Now, I'm familiar with Queens. Look, Queens is mainly suburbanized. That's what it
is. Don't get it twisted. I'm from the suburbs, bro. Don't hate on me.
But guess
don't
what?
Hate on me.
But Queens ain't the suburbs. It might look suburbs on the front. It might look like the suburbs on the front. But they get busy out there, baby.
Oh no, we get busy. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Keep it real. No, we
get busy out there.
I love the fact that I got. Listen, I love the fact that I grew up in a private house.
I live there.
But we got busy in my house.
Hold up.
We got busy in my house.
Hey, John, hold up. Let's deal with the question on the screen. Danny F said, do you fellas feel that the feds or the state programs offer enough programs to prepare for
Hell no.
Why not?
No.
Can I answer that real quick?
No.
I'll be short.
Hold on.
I didn't hear the question.
Do you fellas feel that the feds or the state programs offer enough programs to prepare inmates for release?
No.
I'm gonna say no.
Right?
No. They give you your social security card.
No.
And they tell you go outside and hit the streets.
That's it.
They get your birth certificate. They do not prepare you for re-entry.
You have your birth certificate, social security card.
That's it. Bye.
That's it. And
bye,
they do
y'all.
not prepare you for re-entry. They have They have millions of dollars allocated. They have millions of dollars allocated nationwide. Nothing is being done to help. This is more helpful on YouTube for free than what they're getting, than what they're being done. Prisons.
That's right. That's right.
You know, that's really it. Negative energy, negative results. Positive energy, positive results. Open up a book. This is like having a bunch of books being open and you getting all the knowledge
at one time. Like, get it while you can.
All right.
Exactly. Most definitely.
Okay, we heard everybody's topics and questions. You know what I mean? We've been on here an hour and 10 minutes. We're about to wrap it up.
And keep it going. Let's roll. Let's go. Let's keep it
You know what I
going.
mean? Let's
I
do
want
this.
to go to Vermont.
DC all day. And what are you dudes doing to help the youth in your communities?
I work for a nonprofit organization.
Oh,
People find jobs and put them back in school. You understand? So like, and actually, I'm a living example of change. Like I said, like, I only education
amen.
I thought I was ever gonna have was on Rikers Island with a GED.
Mm,
Now,
more pop, for real. Peace,
working on
King.
a degree.
Amen.
And you still a king.
Actually, I hand out turkeys. Like, you know, I am a living example. Start where you stand. So like I've been on parole for 6 years, and then and each I've gotten do the next right thing, do the next right thing, and do the next right thing of that. I worked at Boston Market. I worked at Popeyes frying chicken. I was a janitor in LA Fitness. I did Adopt a Highway cleaning up garbage. Now I'm in college. I got my own clothing line.
Get it.
Living example of
Get it.
anything possible. Don't
That's
let me
right.
tell you
That's
no.
right. That's right, Los.
Anything is possible. And that's it. You know.
Proud of you, young bro.
That's right, Los. I'm proud of you, my brother. You know I know, baby.
Don't even know you, bro.
You know I know.
I'm proud of you,
I don't know
bro.
if I can share that, Haas.
I'm proud of you, baby, for
I
real.
don't know if I can share that, Haas. I was on America's
For real,
Most
for
Wanted,
real.
and Haas was really helped me out. Haas helped me out when I was on America's Most Wanted. He fed me, and he did a lot
Right.
for me. You understand that? He did a lot for me with people who said they love me, turned their back on me and wanted to turn me in. You understand? This man said, yo, Los, leave and don't trust nobody because these people, they got ulterior motives. You understand? And he knew them longer than he knew me. And that was good information for a child who didn't know what his destiny or what his future was going to be. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome, big bro.
Thank you, Los, man. You just
I want to thank families.
soldier, man. Thank
on
you, Los,
Facebook.
baby. You was a soldier from day one, baby. Love you, my nigga.
As far as myself, I mentor a lot of individuals in my community. I play chess with young individuals, help to get their minds into strategic planning and stuff. I also have my own publishing company. I published this book a couple of years ago, I Had a Storm, by Master Michael Ramsey. It's available. Please do not get it on a download. Actually buy the actual physical book, because if you go on Amazon and do it digitally through Prime, we don't get paid nothing. That's how they screw us. But this is a brother that we were all incarcerated with, wrongfully convicted. We're trying to raise funds to get him out by means of the sales of the book. Any brothers that's locked up that want to come to Connectivity and get your book published, I started it so brothers could get their books published, get their words out there, and have a platform to tell their truth. All right, Connectivity, that's CONEXTIVITY, and the book is everywhere. All right, get it on any format, but buy the physical book. That's how we get my brother paid, and hopefully get that money to get him out. All right. I Had a Storm, y'all. I Had a Storm.
That's peace. Well, I mean,
well, me myself. Get Hoss.
Well, I mean, you know, as always, you know, when I look at what, you know, I would see to contribute, I mean, you know, I would piggyback off the young man's words where, you know, I'm, you know, a living testimony. I'm speaking out there, and my ways and actions is showing and proving.
That's
I
right.
mean, you would really become, you know, really fascinated and intrigued with, you know, just coming into contact with me, because a lot of the stuff that I come into contact with and people, I don't just talk. Talk is only like the lowest form of communication. I like to do a lot of building. So I'm doing that like throughout my travels and pretty much any and everywhere I go. You know, aside from that, yeah, I have a couple of business ventures. You know, actually, if you can see, you know, that's my clothing line right there. I'm saying it's got the nice little loyalty. I mean, yeah, but I don't need. I got that understood. I'm doing other things that pretty much can help out, you know, financially. My whole thing is a lot of that will only lead to me just still wanting to get out there that we have to see where I have to lead back to this, where our connection is. That's the most important thing. Yeah, this modernized psychological wave is fine, but if we do not connect back to our ancestral roots, then the divine energy that exists within us is not going to be connected to that divine eternal light. That's the major thing right there. That's the most important thing that I just would want to say. I don't mind, in hearing any and everything. That's all well and good. But our ancestral connection is the most important thing that we are forgetting. And that's right there is important.
Well,
you know what I mean?
well, I'm gonna speak on what I've been doing with my life. You know what I'm saying? Since I changed my life, I got a bachelor's degree, one got a master's degree. I worked 5 years working workforce development in the South Bronx, helping men that just like me jobs. Then I went from there working as a teacher, a substitute teacher at a school for kids with behavior problems. You know what I'm saying? And connected with them. We gave them an inspiration there. And then there, I went to work to be the director of social service over a family shelter. So, and then I do this in my everyday life. I try to reach the brothers because you know what? I gave my life to the streets, but now I'm giving my life to help my community. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm helping my community. I used to do whole lectures in the polo grounds, you know what I'm saying, to stop the organization that creates Brothers and Sisters Against Rape. You know what I mean? Bazaar, that's an acronym, Brothers and Sisters Against Rape. So that's one thing. Then I study and I mentor each and every day to anybody that comes in my life and within me. Because, you know what I'm saying, even though I'm not in the street no more, it's death before dishonor. Death before dishonor. Just like my brothers say, when it's death before dishonor, baby. You know what I'm saying? Just brother Unique said, it's rules to this. And I live by the rules to this. And when I walked away correct. And now I'm here to be able to show my face, because my face is good throughout New York City. Brownsville, Bushwick, Harlem, South Bronx, South Jamaica, Queens, North Side, East Side, Holland, South, whatever. You follow what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, I'm here to help community. I'm here to spread love. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what black men need. That's what we need to perpetuate. We need to perpetuate love, peace, and understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because we've already proven that we be gangsters. We've already proven that we could be killers. We've already proven that. And see, that's how I walk now. I've already proven I could hurt. Now let me prove that I can be peaceful. Now let me prove to myself and whoever comes in my direction. You know what I'm saying? Press spirituality. Walk the walk and talk the talk. You understand what I'm saying? Because we got to love each other. We got to love ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And once we love ourselves, once as black people love ourselves, then we'll be able to stop the violence and the anger and the negativity that we see. Then we'll support each other. Like my brother got the clothing line and the brother got the book. That brother trying to help people, but still behind the wall. You understand what I'm saying? That nigga, he ain't forget the brothers behind the wall. And that's the thing about it. We got fallen comrades back there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. You got turned off. You got cut off, Haas.
Yeah, shout out to Haas, man. Very passionate.
Yeah, you already know. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Haas got that passion, man. I love him for it, man. I love him for it.
Everybody know, thank you for coming.
You're welcome, my brother. Anytime, man. Anytime.
You know what I mean? So,
thank you for having me, bro. Definitely thank you for having me, man.
Hey, what thing?
Thank you, man. Freedom is priceless.
Yeah.
What thing? Hey, Unique, I just gotta say, bro, the only reason why I did this whole book thing, like, you inspired me to do this, bro. People don't know that. Like, we used to walk the yard. We were in 2 spots together. We were in Raybrook and we was in the Maxes together, bro. You know what I mean? You never changed, bro. You've been the same person, bro. And I thank you for inspiring me to actually come out, because you had your book pumping and you were telling me about it. You were telling me a little bit how to do it, and I came home and I did it. I made my mistakes, but we still here. My company's still pumping.
Yeah, I remember when you started it. I definitely remember when you started it. You know? And you got something to say, Haas?
Nah, my brothers. I mean, you know, it was definitely beautiful. I mean, to get together. I mean, I appreciate you allowing me and you know my time and my energy to bestow your platform. And I mean, you know, I definitely got a lot from it. And you know, I mean, just to continue this, to continue to bring the awareness and to spread that amongst our people will still do some service. You know, it's like, you know, how they say, you know, slow money is for sure money. You know, it's at least some movement going on, man. You know, and that's better than something. So, yeah, man, I just say, you know, for us to continue to strive on and to reach for that glorious, you know, that glorious freedom that we looking for, man. You know, and travel in harmony. You know, peace, my brothers.
All right.
And sisters. And sisters.
Peace to everybody that had something to do with this, man. Peace, man.
All right. Let's bring Haas up here so we can get Haas tuned out.
Okay.
All right. Somebody get Haas in here so we can get him in.
I don't know how to do that.
You want to close
there you go. There you go. There you go.
You want to close out, homie? Are we closing out? You want to shout out anyone before we go?
You know we got to do a shout out.
All right. Well, Haas,
you got anything to say, Haas, before you close
I'm
out?
What you talking about? Hey, yo, I want to shout out to Harlem Just Caldwell, to all my people on lockdown.
There you go.
I think.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, so okay, close out. Cause we out, baby.
Yo, I just want to shout you out, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you,
shout
bro,
you out,
for coming
my brother.
home.
That's a big
shout out to
out.
you. Shout out to all my loved ones. Shout out to my wife, my son-in-law. You know what I mean? Shout out to my son Carlos, man. We don't know each other, man. I hope someday you'll reach out to me, man. Just reach out to me, man. I'm here.
All right. Like I said, time separated from our families and split us up just like slavery did. You know what I mean? And,
right.
Just like the brother's saying that he's asking for his son to reach out. You know what I mean? Where do you phantom this at? You know what I mean? But this is our lives. You know what I mean? This is what we live. You know? And like I said, none of this to be bragged or to boast upon. You know what I mean? Everybody up here wish they could have did things different and wouldn't have broke the law.
For real.
We wound up giving up the time that we gave. We survived it because we're survivors, but that's definitely, you know, not what we intended for ourselves or wanted to be, you know, part of. I know a lot of brothers that lost their mind in there too, that we just forgot about and kept it moving.
Talking in their hands.
So it ain't nothing easy, you know, about doing that. And Fully Blunt, what's up, big homie? You know, but you know, that's where it's at, man. I just wanted to, you know, bring something up here so that you can hit positive brothers.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
And see us doing positive, and that's all this was about. You know, it wasn't to disrespect nobody. It was just to enlighten everybody.
That's a fact.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. You know, God bless you. All right.